Tiny tree people, what is up? It's been a minute. Happy 2024. Hope you're doing well. I want to basically use this video to serve as an explainer for what the heck I was up to all last year. And basically show you going from this to this. So quick recap, 2023 April, after looking for a couple of years, we finally found a house with a little bit of acreage, and that was a big part of my sort of hill I was going to die on, was that I said, hey, anywhere that we move, I want enough space to build out this dedicated bonsai area. And so when we actually did move in spring, I thought, hey, I'm going to get this whole thing done in 1 year. Get the shed built, get the fence in, get the display area set up. Yeah, right, man. No way. So instead of doing one video from kind of beginning to end of the whole shebang, gonna break this up into two or three, I should say, videos. And this is really phase one. So this is focused on the build of the actual shed itself. The fence is gonna go in this spring, and then I'm gonna have to start to do phase two, which is actually building out the garden area. So I would actually love your feedback. Maybe you've done something similar at your house, and have some creative ideas for me, but I've got this blank slate that you'll see. But for now, focus on the actual build of the shed itself, take you back to this summer when things were kind of just getting started with this project. Here, you see there's a slab, concrete slab down there below. That's going to be where the shed's going to go. If you follow that down that hill and kind of track around there, that'll be where the actual garden is. And I want to basically overlay some photos right now and show you what this used to be. And explain the progress that's been made to date so far. This was originally some overgrown area. The neighbors opted to just use this area where that slab basically is as a barrier between this yard and the neighbor's yard. So first step for my dad and I was to get his tractor, his brush hog out here and level that, get those weeds taken down and start to see, you know, where can I actually make this work. And from there we kind of dug into the hill, right? I picked the area that I wanted to actually build this, and we tried to start leveling the ground. Had to bring in a fair amount of sand to make sure that that slab could go in nice and level, and then had a professional come in and set the forms to prepare to actually put the slab in. If you're looking down in the yard here, you see this light grass area. That was a red maple that I needed to have removed. So even a tree guy's got to take some trees out every once in a while. There was also a small hickory right next to the shed slab itself that just needed to go. Again, unfortunate, but had to be done. Wow, that's a great blue heron. That was so cool. And that's why I love the spot that we're in. And we're right next to a wetland, which I'll show you in a moment. Wow, that was lovely timing. As far as my trees go, before we do walk over there, they're everywhere. They're all over the place. And that's just because we haven't had a real good spot to keep them. See them down on the benches there. I've got them all along the deck here. And all the way down here, I've got some pulled cypress growing in tubs. Along the side of the garage here, I've got a ton of trees. There's a fair amount of deer back here that do eat the deciduous. So this has been my temporary setup. And then I've got more around the corner here. The trees have stayed alive. I haven't lost any important ones. So there's another kind of look at the incline here, the challenges, and the temporary fencing that I have in place. Basically, we own back into this wetland here that I'm going to walk along here and show you. And it's just been really serene and enjoyable. There's a lot of bird life. I mentioned the deer. They're quite lovely when they're not eating your trees. And this is definitely something that I thought about when I was designing what the shed's going to look like. You know, I want to try and orient the actual workshop and view and garden to this wetland. To the end there, you can see that this extends over to the left quite a bit, and it is a pond. I think it's a little more deep down that way and a little more shallow over here to the right. So basically this is a service door. Walk in, open the door, and you can come inside. This would be a 12 by 15 actual indoor shed area with a drain, of course, in case we need anything. Drainage comes out to the left here. And then, as I mentioned, this different texture out here would be the patio. So if I pull up the garage door, I can step out onto the patio, and this would kind of be your view down to the actual garden area. Next clip should be actually getting this sucker built. So I'm pretty excited. Well, it's a beautiful morning and I have a quick shed update. And my builder, right, has a day job. He's doing this off the side of his desk, quote unquote, and coming in the evenings with a couple of other crew members. But they've made a lot of progress in just a short amount of time, and I'm pretty geeked about how this is looking so far. They've got the roof line coming in there. Obviously the actual structure itself is put up and the framing is getting pretty close. I'm hoping that by the time that we get back from our little weekend trip up north, that we've got a door in, that we've got windows in, and that he's at least got the wrap up above so that it's weather tight. Doing a little bit of work with the Kubota today. You can see I'm trying to make that a little bit more smooth instead of such a steep incline down into the garden itself. But as far as the shed goes, slash workshop, slash whatever you want to call it, holy cow, it's come a long way. We got the door in, windows are in, they are black. I can thank my wife for that. Little quick walk around here so you can see the west side. Let me walk you back around here and let's go inside real quick. Again, these windows up higher so I can have benches in here. The garage door should be installed this week. It's just going to be, again, a hand driven garage door. Step out to the patio here with a view. We have officially entered fall. Look at these burning bushes. We've got the dawn redwood, the big beast that's looking great. We've got some nice little crabapple colors here. We are in the middle of October, so slow but steady is what I would say. Oh, we've got the hardy board on. As you can see, there's still a couple of spots here on the side that aren't in yet, but it is starting to look really, really cool. I did actually move a sprinkler head, which took me, I'll put some pictures up of that right now. It was absolutely terrible, and I moved it like 5 feet. And then we've also got wiring in place up here for a couple of can lights. This is all going to be tongue and groove cedar for the peak. And I think I already mentioned that the cute little garage door is in place. Show you a quick shot of the fall colors here down in the pond. The oaks have not started, as you can see. They tend to be pretty slow, but you got cherries that have started to show their color for the fall. Brush is turning a nice hue of reds and oranges. Starting to get some different migrating species out here in the pond as well. So definitely enjoying fall, but pressure's on to get this completed because the snow will be coming soon. Really pleased with how this ended up. We've got gutters, we've got aluminum soffits underneath to make sure that it's ventilated. Downspouts at the ends, so that was a lot of fun digging all that up, connecting it to this, and then running it out to a pop-up right down there. A lot of work, but worth it to make sure that there's good drainage. These windows don't open, but they provide some good west sun. Let's pop in, you can take a look. Nice and clean. I've got a lot of extra wood to build benches with, but taking a look from the interior, right, I'm not finishing this. I'm just leaving this all open for now. I do want it to get nice and cold in here if I'm gonna have a few of my more sensitive species in here. And the cedar just turned out great. I actually did stain all of this myself. I basically have no excuses not to pump out some good content for you over the coming years. This shed will be ideal for having the GoPro set up and getting closer up shots of things like grafting. And then on this patio here, if this is the camera angle, should be a nice clean background so you can see what's going on with the trees themselves. And I'll make one more plea for your input and feedback. If you look at these stakes, the fence line will run down, across the tree line, and then straight back up this hill, leaving about 8 feet, and you can see roughly where that pipe is, and that indent is the back of the fence. So I'll have a rain barrel in the corner, I'll have some grow out spots here for some trees up against this fence, but everything else is really left to the imagination. So I would love to hear what kind of ideas that you have. And I'll wrap this up by saying thanks for always tagging along and for your feedback. One last look at the wetland here in mid-February. We've got a little bit of a sunset right now, which is rare. Can't wait to see this place come to life in the next few months. Cheers, everybody. We'll see you next time.